tell me your experience of just rising through the ranks of that. Like, you were traveling every month, right?
Yeah, there for a minute. You know, we were doing a lot of opens from all over the country. And,
Yep.
Sean, my professor at Silverback, was traveling with me and, you know, investing a lot of time. And also, you know, it ain't cheap doing all these tournaments.
It is not cheap.
It's really kind of, you know, you don't get much glory either, but it's like you set that goal in your mind. You're like, all right, because in 2021, the first IBJJF event I did was No-Gi Worlds.
Yep.
You know, I jumped in a couple of local tournaments as a white belt, having a wrestling background.
Yep.
It was, you know, not too much competition at that, you know, at that level. So I was like, all right, what's the legit thing in jiu-jitsu, IBJJF? You know, kind of before I heard about ADCC and like, what's the pin? You know, what do people care about?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna sign up for No-Gi Worlds. So I went down there. It was in Texas, it was during COVID too, so it was kind of, it was still kind of
the only land that was like everything's free, no mask.
Somewhat free.
Somewhat free.
It was actually, so like you had to wear a mask from going through the metal detector to the door, and they didn't care about outside
everything, all the issues.
As long as you got it on between here and here. But yeah, so I went out there, won my first match, and got matched up against a solid another D1 wrestler. And I did a little homework afterwards. Looked like he had wrestled at Okie State. So I mean, he was legit, an MMA fighter. And gave up a double leg, which kind of caught me off guard. And then, you know, wrestling habits, bellying out rather than going to guard and trying to save yourself. Gave up a choke. And so from that point, you know, Sean came down, and I'm like feeling like, you know, how you feel when you lose, right? Into the world. And he's like, you know, this is your first time here. We'll be back next year. And I was like, we're gonna win it next year. And so from that point, throughout the next year up through 2022, the goal was winning No-Gi Pans, winning No-Gi Worlds.
And you got both of them done.
And we got them done.